Good evening, everyone. This is Devang here. If I am audible, please let me know in the chat so that we can begin this session. It appears to be that I am audible. Cool. So, yeah, I am a third year computer science undergrad and a developer student club leads here at GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, Greater Noida. Above all, DSC GLB ITM teams hope that every individual who is attending this session right presently is both safe and secure in the light of the fact that your well-being is the most significant thing as of now. And we also thank you for showing such a great response for our very first workshop of this year. There is one thing that I want to state that if you folks want to know about what DST do, I will quickly tell you that our clubs deals in imparting skills to students through certain activities like hackathons, workshop, and study jams. And this is one of the workshop. And if you want to know more about us, that what we have done or doing in the past, then you can visit the URL bit.ly/dscglbajaj. So that's like a short introduction about DSC GLB. Other than that, I am amazingly eager to have all of you here and needed you to think about few things before we make a start to the session. During the course of this session, in the chat, everyone can ask their doubt at any time, and we have our mediators who will answer your questions right away. And in case you feel that your doubt isn't being replied, we will likewise be having a Q&A session at the end of this workshop. So yeah, this is all I want from all of you. So now let me introduce you with our today's workshop speaker. That is not me, of course. We have extraordinary guest with us. That is Lavnish Dhir. Many of you may know him. He is an open source enthusiast and have worked with different organizations for the upliftment of education. So yeah, bringing Lavnish this here. Hi Lavnish.
Hey Devang, hope you are doing well.
Yeah,
Hello
all fine.
everyone. So basically I am Lavnish and I am a third year computer science engineering undergrad from KCC Institute of Technology and Management. So basically we are neighbors. So talking about myself, I mostly work on data science and machine learning, and I also do competitive programming. So basically, the main motive or the main workforce behind the thing that I want to host event every week is that we never grow alone, but always with a community. So Devang, I think we are good to go, and we can start our event, right?
Yeah, Lavnish. All your stage.
So,
Good.
okay, okay. My screen is visible. Okay, so welcome to the Open Source Roadshow. So I started this Open Source Roadshow in January this year, and we have already covered around 10 plus colleges across India, and we are going to host this in your college today. So, as the name suggests, the Open Source Roadshow. So the thing that signifies most is what is open source. So open source is a kind of software that is in production or in development, and you can say that open source is a philosophy or a methodology that promotes the redistribution and access to a product design or ideas or a software design or its idea. So basically, open source is free as in access, and the source code is accessible to all, and anyone on the internet can reuse and change it. So basically, what's the major difference between open source and closed source softwares? So let's take a simple example of uh, an open source and closed source operating system, which is Windows and Linux. Windows is a closed source operating system, and Linux, any distribution of Linux, it's open source. So basically, you can view or modify the source code of the any distro of Linux, but you can't do it with Windows. So that's the major difference that's between the open source and closed source software. So what the thing now arises that how open source works. So there is something like project leads. So let's say that you want to contribute to a open source project, so you can choose any GitHub repository. So we will discuss in a while that what a GitHub repository is, and you can start working on the project. And once you have your work done, you can submit a pull request. So we will also discuss that what a pull request is. So it is not like that you have made changes to Ubuntu, and then it will be accessible to all the users of Ubuntu over the world. So firstly you have to contribute that changes to uh, GitHub or any other platform like GitLab, etc., where the source code is available. After that, the project leads and the reviewers and their team will review that what changes you have made, and then they will decide that whether we have to accept those changes or not. So basically you can find many issues on the repository of many companies, like there is a repository for Microsoft open source, and many companies have their open source projects. So you can look out for good first issues in those projects. So what are the advantages of open source? So the main advantage that I think that open source provides us is that the source code is available to read. So I think that when we read, or when we try to understand a production level code, then we can learn many things from it, like in as we can say that how to write a perfect code, how to comment, and many other things as well. And the other big advantage is there is the cost is very less as compared to the closed source project. So there are many open source contributors from the world who can contribute to your project. So that was a basic idea that what open source is. So now let's move forward with our main motive, which is how to contribute to open source and using GitHub. So the first thing I wanted to know is you can write in the chat section and Devang can update me that have you guys have Git Bash installed and have a GitHub account as well? You can write in the chat section if you don't have a GitHub account, or you don't have Git Bash installed on your desktop. Devang, hello.
Yeah, Lavnish, we have quite amazing response saying yes.
Okay, so it would be great if you could just send the links of Git Bash and the GitHub join page. If anyone don't have, he or she can join.
Yeah, sure. I'm
Yes. So what will be the workshop flow of this workshop? So firstly, we'll cover the basics, the theory behind what is Git, what is GitHub. So after that, when you will know the basic terminology that Git and GitHub use, we'll move forward with the Git fundamentals. And after that, we'll explore some insights about GitHub, and then we'll also discuss about where to contribute. Okay, so what's Git? So you can say that it's a stupid content tracker. So most of you have used Google Docs, right? So Google Docs have a feature that every time you will log into Google Doc and change the document, it will create a version history that this man or this person on this day, this date, and this time has made changes to this document. So GitHub does the same for, Git does the same for code. So why there is a need of having Git? So let's say that me and Devang are working collaboratively on a project, and we are having some sort of screen share or some sort of option that whatever I change, that change also becomes on Devang's computer or Devang's laptop as well. Okay, so let's assume that I have changed something in the source code and the code is blown. It's not working anymore. So we don't have a previous version or previous copy of the code, and we don't know that what main changes that I have made. So Git rescues in that situation. Also, it helps in collaboration, and it can also help in maintaining versions of code that we can term this as v1, v2, v3 as well. So Git is a distributed version control system, and every Git repository, or you can say that any project which uses Git, will have a .git folder in which it stores all the history of the project. Matlab, if you will add some minor changes to the project as well, it will store each and every single change that you will make to your project. Okay, so first thing, the history. So Git knows exactly that which files have been changed, who made those changes, and when those changes occurred. So I will show, and you will also perform this thing. You will see that how the history is available in Git. Git is able to back up different versions of code in different places. I have discussed this earlier as well. And for the collaboration, we can collaborate easy with other people on same project by uploading and receiving changes. So what's GitHub? So GitHub is a website that allows us to use Git and create repositories online. So GitHub is used to store all your project online for free. So here a new term arises as repository. So repository is some sort of a folder in which you store your code. Sorry. So what's a repository? So a repository is a container that houses your project. You can refer a repository as a folder present on your desktop. So when a project is hosted on GitHub, it is hosted under in a repository. So that repository works as a folder for your project. And if your project is containing a .git folder, then you are working with a repository. So you can term it as a repository. So let's have some hands-on then. Let's open our Git bash. Let me open my bash. Just a second. Shift plus. Okay, so one thing as well. You all just open this link bit.ly/pos git. So I have entered the commands that I'll use in this session in this document. So if you have left behind or you have any doubt in the syntax of any command, then you can refer this document. You can open bit.ly/tos git. I hope all of you have opened this document in your respective computers. Okay, so let's get started. So in the first command, we'll configure our Git with our name. So the command for that is git config. In this command, we'll configure username. Git config -- global user.name. After that, we want to open inverted commas and we'll write our name. So my name is Lavnish, so I will write Lavnish. So please write yes in the chat section if you have executed your command. Have you executed your first command? Yes, yes. Okay, great. So let's choose three people that who will write yes. So Gaurav Singh, Tanmay Goyal, and Abhishek Sharma. You have to write yes in the chat when you have executed the command. Sound good? Okay, great. So our next command is to configure our user email. So make sure that you configure your email associated with your GitHub account. So the command for this is git config hyphen global user dot email, and after that you have to write your mail BHIRLOVENWESH @email.com. Git config hyphen global user dot email, and after that you have to write your email. So please the selected ones, please write yes after executing the command. Okay, Tanmay has executed. Great. So after that, we'll create a new directory in our desktop. So we'll move to desktop using the change directory command. So the change directory command is cd dext issue. So have you executed the cd desktop command? Yes. So you will see that here you can see that you have moved to the desktop folder. Can you see this? Yes, visible. Great. So now we'll create a folder in our desktop, naming, you can name it anything. So the to create a folder, we use make directory command. So we'll write mkdir and I'll name it POS, enter. So now you can see that a folder naming TOS or anything that you have written after the make directory command will be present on the desktop. So can you see that? Devang, please make sure that those three volunteers have written yes in the chat section after every command.
Yeah, sure. I am seeing.
Great.
I think they have executed this last command.
Great. So now we'll move into that forward folder again using the change directory command. So I will write cd tos. Now you can see that I am into the tos directory. Okay. So now we'll initialize a git repo, or you can say a git repository, which will track the changes. So for that, the command is git init to initialize a empty git repository in the folder. Make sure that you are in the folder that you have created. Like I am in the TOS folder, and then I have initialized a empty GitHub repository. So you can see that initialize empty git repository in this folder. So hope you have done it. After that, we'll check the status of the repository by git status command. So you can see that we are on the master branch. We have no commits yet, and we have nothing to commit. So a new term arises here, which is commit. So what's a commit? So we can say that commit is a screenshot, or we can put a checkpoint at a particular version, or you can say at a particular point in which we have made changes to the code. So after committing a file, we can see those changes in the VCS. So now we have checked the status. So we'll check that if there is any file in this folder by using list command. So the list command is as ls. So there is nothing in this repository. But I have told you that each and every repository contains a .git folder. So to view that, we'll use the list all commands. So that folder is hidden actually. So we'll use ls minus, or you can say hyphen a. So now you can see that there is a .git folder in this repository. So in this .git folder itself, all the magic happens. So this .git folder stores all the history of your project. So now, if you want, we can move to the .git folder by using cd .git. We are into the .git folder, and here it's written that it's git directory, and we can check that what's in the git directory. So it's the all the data that git uses to store your version history. So there is no need to change that. So we'll move back to our tos folder by using cd dot. So we'll move to the previous directory by using change directory dot. So hope you are into your previous directory. Devang, please check that if they have completed all these steps.
I am seeing the response to be yes. It seems that they have completed this.
Great. So now we'll create a text file in the folder. So I will create touch lovenish.txt. After executing this command, you can see that there is a text file created in this folder. So make sure that the file is created. Check it. Now we'll check the status again. So you can see that no commits yet. There is one untracked file. Why there is untracked file when Git is a stupid content tracker? So the thing is, whenever we make a file in a repository, we have to add that file manually to the GitHub repository or to Git to track the changes commit in the changes committed in the file. So we will add that file by using the git add command. Git add lovenish.txt. Now the file will be added. After that, executing the git add command, we'll execute the git status command again. So you can use the arrow keys to move up and down for the commands, but I would recommend that you write all the commands by yourself to get familiar with the bash. So now you can see that no commits yet, that we haven't committed anything, and there are changes to be committed, right? So git says that we have created a new file in which the file is in the staging area. So what is the staging area? So in the staging area, whenever a file is in the staging area, all the changes in the files are being tracked by the Git. Okay, so now what we will do is we will commit this file. So for committing the file, we'll use the command git commit -m space a commit message. So the commit message, we are setting a checkpoint to this file. So we have to give a message to the other developers that what have we done. So what have we done? We have created a new file. So created dot Lavnish dot txt. So you can see that there is one commit, and you can this is a commit number. Okay, so you can see that one file change, zero insertions and zero deletions. So let's check the status again. So you can see that we are on the master branch and working tree is clean. So working tree clean means that there is nothing to commit and there are no conflicts. So after this, we'll check the history by using git log git log command. So that we'll run this git log command and let's see what we'll get. So you can see that this is the commit number. This commit is made on the master branch, and the author of this commit, the name of the author is Lavnish. The mail ID is this, the day, the date, and the time, and the commit message that what I have done. So now what we will do is we will enter some contents into the file. So there are two options regarding that. One option is that we'll simply open the text file and then add some content. And the second option is that we'll use bash to add the content. So I'll use the bash to add the content. So to add the content to a file, we use echo command. Echo. So I will write hello GL Bajaj. I am missing the momos. Okay, and we'll put a greater than sign here. So what this greater than sign symbolize? So after this greater than sign, we'll write the file name. Lavnish dot txt. So you can write anything in the file that you want. So echo means write. Hello GL Bajaj, I am missing the momos. This greater than sign symbolizes two and the file name. So the git will read this as write hello GL Bajaj, I am missing the momos to lavnish.txt. When we will press enter, you can check in the file that it will that this is written in the file. So there are also two options to see that. So the first option is either we can open the file or we can use the git difference command. So you can see that we have inserted this in the text file, or you can simply open the file and check that as well. So this is inserted in the text file. Great. Have you inserted your message in the text file?
Yeah, they have done
So
this.
let's see the log again. You can see that it's this is not updated, that I have edited this file again. So the thing is that each and every time you edit your file, you have to add to bash again that I have made those changes by using the git add command. Okay, after that you have to use the uh, commit message that you have edited lavnish.text. Git commit minus. So you can see that one file change with one insertions. So we have made one insertion. So after that, when we will see the status, we will get that on master branch, nothing to commit. And when we will see the log, we'll get what the hell I have, what I have. Okay, so yes, you can see that we have edited this file on this time, and we have created this file on this time. So everything you commit, a screenshot of that commit is being stored in your bash, so you can retrieve it anytime. So let's say so the next command. So let's move forward. So now we'll edit this file, and I will use the git reset command, and will tell you about that how to make good commits. So let's open the file. So I will open it using VS Code. So if you want to open it from your bash, you can write code lavnish dot txt. Also, one thing, if you don't have VS Code, if you have Sublime, you can write Sublime. If you have Notepad, you can write notepad lavnish.txt. So I think most of you will be Notepad users, as Notepad comes default. So I will open with Notepad. So hello GL Bajaj, I am missing the momos. I will add some dots to it and will save the file. File save. Okay, it's saved now. So I will check that. Yes. So you can see now that I have made some changes to this file. And let's say that I will create a new file. Touch, 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 touch. Devang.txt and add the file as well. It at devang.txt. So when we will check git status. So have you edited the file and created a new file as well? So after we will check the status, we can see that there are two changes to be committed. So people recommend, or in good, in good, or if you want to contribute in a good manner in some reputed organizations, so they some of the organizations have made bots which look after your commits. So if you commit two changes at one time, they find it some sort of unprofessional. So you know try to make one commit at a time. So let's say that by mistake you have added two file to staging areas. Okay, so to unstage the file or unstage one file, we use git reset command. Git reset. Okay, so what this git reset does, so there are soft reset, hard reset. So when we will write git reset head and file name, so let's say that I have written git reset devang head devang.txt. Okay, so now checking the status. Now this devang.txt file will be removed from the staging areas. So you can see that this file is a untracked file, and here you can see that changes to be committed in, and one sec. Sorry. I forgot to add lavnish.txt. Sorry. Get add lavnish.txt. Get add devang.txt. Great. Now we'll check the status. Now you can see that there are two changes that needs to be committed, and one file is modified and one is a new file. So what we'll do to remove one file from the staging area is that we'll use the get reset command. So get reset head and the file name that we want to remove from the staging area. That's devang.txt. Now we'll check the status again. Now you can see that there is only one file for which the changes needs to be committed, and there is one untracked file, and for the untracked file the commit will not include the changes. So we'll use get commit -m modified txt, and after that we'll add devang.txt to the staging area again, and we'll commit now. So this seems much professional that we have committed, separate changes and separate commits. It is a very unprofessional technique that we commit multiple changes in one commit. Get commit -m added devang.txt. So I hope that all of you have written or have all of you have done till now. So now we'll open GitHub. Open your browsers and open GitHub, and after you open GitHub, click on new to create a new repository. So name it anything. So I will name it TOS DL Bajaj, right? And after naming, you can choose whether it should be public or private. So I will make it a public repository, and I will click on create repository. So hope all of you have created the repository, and if you have any confusion, you can ask in the chat. So just copy this link that has been provided here. So you can select it, or you can use this button to copy. Sometimes this button doesn't work fine for me. So what I do is I select the link manually and then copy the link. So basically, it would be a easy task if we have created a repository and then cloned it. So to make this task quite complex, we have created local repository first, and then we will update the origin and push the changes to the remote while setting up a remote origin. So for that we will have to get a remote origin added. So we'll use the command get remote. So why this remote command is used? This remote command is used to add a remote link. So what's remote? So a remote is a link in which the files will be stored as a GitHub repository. So we will use the command get remote add origin, and after the origin we will insert the repo link. So you can insert the repo link using shift insert. In my keyboard, shift insert doesn't work because My insert button has also a delete button, and when I press shift insert, the delete button is activated. So all you can do is just right click and paste. So as you can see that I have set up the remote to this. Get remote, add origin and this repo, and I will press enter. Now the remote is added to the repository. So what we have to do now is we have to push these changes to GitHub. So to push these changes, we have command get push origin master. So after that, you will be prompted to log into your GitHub account if you are using it for the first time. I have configured that earlier, so I haven't encountered those steps. So please enter your GitHub ID and password, then this all this will happen. And after refreshing the page, you can see all the changes and all the commits that I have made here. So you can say that we have created 4 commits, and you can see all the 4 commits here, and you can see the changes in each and every commit. Like in this commit edited wala commit, we have added dots. So please update once done with this. I am heading towards the chat section now. How can I copy the link in my terminal? So you can use shift insert, or you can just right click and use the paste command. Sorry. You can just right click and use paste, or you can use shift insert as well. I think is it's clear to Vrital. Yes. So please update once your repository has been, updated like this. The changes are made to your repository. So let's say that we also have a feature of GitHub pages. So let's say that we want to host a file through GitHub, and GitHub provides your hosting for your website for free. So now we will move forward with that. Wait for a minute so that Devang, if uh, anyone having in the previous sessions, anyone some people had doubts in the pushing the repository. So please write if you have encountered any problem or anything, so that we can figure it out. Just waiting for 1 minute. We'll start at 6. Let me drink some water as well.
So, folks, if you have figured out any bug or any place where you have got stuck, you can simply write the query in the chat section. We will proceed with your query.
Fatal protocol. Hey, you have to get push origin master. It's showing me this protocol. How to get the link? Hey, Vratul, I don't know why you are getting this error. Live in Penny. So you can, copy. You will get a repository link. Uh, some sort of here. Blevin, can you share your screen so that I can, resolve your doubt at the moment? Great. Sure. Go. Move forward with it. Yes, after creating the repo, you will get link on uh, great. Uh, 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 uh. So click on first. Click on first. So click on, oh shit. So you have, updated a readme file as well. So even if you will copy your repository link and you will try to push the commits, you will get a merge conflict while committing your file. I would suggest you to make a new repository for this. Click on your username. Now move forward to repositories. Click on new. Name your repository. Okay, great. So just click on create repository. Now you can see that, you can see here the link at quick set below quick setup. Copy this link, open your bash. Your bash is not visible. I think you have shared one tab only. Don't know why your bash is not visible. Great. Now. Now just use the remote command. The remote command is as get remote add origin space repo link. You can use shift insert to insert the repo link. So Devang, I think we should create a HTML file now, and we will try to get live on GitHub.
Yeah, just a minute. Let me ask if the folks you have done till now, you can simply write yes so that we can do the hosting part after this. Just simply write yes. It will be fine for us. Yeah, Lavnish, we are good to go. You can proceed for.
Great. So now we'll, make a HTML file. So I will use touch index.html. Please make sure that you use index.html as your file name. So you can see that index.html is created. So now I will use VS. Oh, sorry. I will open up it in VS Code. So if you want to open up in Notepad, you can write Notepad. In Sublime, you can write Sublime. In Atom, you can write Atom. So I will write code index.html. Now you can see that this HTML file has been opened in my VS Code. So I will write open the HTML tag, will give edit tag, will give this title, title. The title will be TOSGL Bajaj. So we'll move forward with the body tab now. Body. Now let's say I have to write a h1. I will open up the h1 tag and will write hello GL Bajaj. So we'll host a basic HTML program. We'll try to host a basic HTML program. So please make sure to write yes after creating your HTML file. Devang, please update, and I
Yeah,
am also.
yeah,
Uh,
lovely.
yes, yes.
Uh, Let us wait for a minute.
Yes, yes, sure, sure. Basically, some of them may not be familiar with, HTML, so
Yeah,
they can write this. Actually, I have also used shortcuts to write faster. So let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes, or let's say 5 minutes, so that everyone can write.
folks, if you have created a index.html file on your system, kindly reply with yes in the chat section so we can proceed with today's session. Yeah, Lavnish, now it seems like we are good to proceed. So you can proceed for that.
Let's wait for a minute. If anyone is having any doubts, वगैरह, or someone is writing this, just a
Cool,
minute.
cool,
Huh?
cool, cool.
Chalo, those who have done, add the HTML file, git add index.html, git commit the file, git commit -m, and in the brackets we'll write the commit message, created index.html. After that, push the file, git push origin master. Now check that the repository has the HTML file. You can see that we have created an index.html file in the repository. HTML head, title this, body, we have LOGL Bajaj. And let's try to open this file locally. What it says, TOSGL Bajaj, LOGL Bajaj. Nice. Now, update me once you have updated the index.html file. Right, yes, in the chat section after, you know, 6, 7, 3. All of you, please write if you have created the HTML file and pushed it to the remote repo. Yes, done, done. Great, 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 great. So now we will go forward to the settings. In the settings, we will say see GitHub pages. So in the GitHub pages, we will use the master branch as the source. Sorry. Save GitHub pages. So our site will be published at this. GitHub pages is temporarily down for maintenance. Okay, so you can see that our site is published on this link. So I am sending this link to you as well. Go to GitHub pages, click on master, and
Lavnish, can
then
you just zoom in your
save
screen?
button. Uh,
Yeah, now cool.
Go to this This will be set as none for the default settings. You have to click on the master, and after clicking on the master, click on the save button, and you will get your link here. Please write yes after done. Done. Two people have done already. Devang, where my git bash is closed by chance, and when I am trying to writing those changes, then it's showing fatal, not a git repository. Hey Sonali, after opening your bash, move to move to that particular folder. Yes, Ratul got it right. Gaurav. Hey Gaurav, you have created a nice portfolio. Hello everyone. Nice. So please write yes in the chat section after creating your repository. Great, Tanmay has created as well. Tanmay has created. You have hosted this site on Heroku. Okay, you have made your project. Great. So I think most of you have done with this. So let's move forward that how to create a pull request. Okay. So someone of you please send me your repository link so I can you know tell you that how we will create a pull request. Please send me your repository link that you have created.
Lavnish, we have got one, I think, of Gaurav. You can take this.
Great. Gaurav have sent me the repository link. So I will copy the repository link. I will move back to the desktop folder using cd dot dot. So now you can see that I am in the desktop folder. Okay. So first of all, after moving forward to the repo, I will have to fork this repo. So I will fork this to my personal account. So what does forking means? So if we are forking a repo, it means that we are creating our own copy for a repository. So the original work remains with Gaurav. Let's say you have to contribute to an open source project. So first of all, you can fork the open source project repository, and once you will obtain your forked copy of the project, you will go to the repository. You will copy the repository link, and after you don't have to work for anything now. Just listen and focus on the screen. I have an interactive PR game for you all. So we'll choose top 3 winners for that game, and once the college opens, I will be there in GL Bajaj to meet Devang and those 3 winners and provide them some cool swags from the crowdsource team. And after the PR game, we will having a small session on Google Crowdsource, what Google Crowdsource is and how it works. Sounds good to you, Devang?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So the thing is that those three winners who will win the PR game will get some special swags, and all those who will attend the crowdsource session, Devang will take the screenshot of the names of all the attendees who will attend the crowdsource session till end. Those will get the common crowdsource goodies. Okay. So now what we will do is, we are on the desktop folder. What I will do is I will just write git clone. So this git clone commands clone a repository to your local remote repository to your local desktop. So now after running this command, so first of all I forked the repository, then I copied the link, then I used the command git clone, and you can see that this repository has been cloned to my desktop. Make sure that you are on your desktop or any other folder, not in a repository. While cloning another repository, you will encounter an error for that. So I will move forward to cd e o s s. Why shift is not, tab is not open, TOS DL Bajaj. So now I am in the TOS DL Bajaj folder. So now what I will do is I will make some changes to Gaurav's repository. So what I will do is code index dot html. Now I will write an h2 tag. Hi Gaurav, how are you? कैपिटल कर देते हैं. Hi Gaurav, how are you? So I have autosave enabled. Now I will get add index.html. After this, what I will do is get commit -m. Commit message will be edited index.html. So we have edited the index.html file as of now. What I will do now is git push. So we have cloned this repository now. So the remote link is already set up for this repository. So we don't need to set up a custom remote link for the repository. So what we will do directly is git push origin master. You don't need to do anything now. I will give you a good repository in which your contribution will reflect as well, a website basically. So you can see now that my changes has been pushed to origin now. So after that I can see that I have edited this repository which was made by oh, it was Gautam. I wrote Gaurav. Sorry Gautam. So what I will do now is I will go just explain me. I will go to this pull requests tab. I will click on the new pull request button. Now I will create a pull request, and this will be my commit message that I have done this to your repository. This will reflect to Gautam. I would love if Gautam could share his screen that he have received a mail and like some sort of, if it's possible. Hey Gautam.
Hello.
Great. So you have received a mail and
Can you see my screen, Bhaiya?
yes, sure. We can see your screen, Gautam. So you can see in the pull request tab that I have created a pull request, and now Gautam will look forward with the pull request. Gautam, please merge this request. Click on the edited index.html. So this is the request provided by me. So let's say that you are not contributing to Gautam's repository, but you are contributing to a big organization and you have made some major changes to a file. So you will provide a description, and that organization admin will see something like this, that this was the message and the changes, Gautam, please. And go to the file changed option, files changed, click on that. So he will review that what additions have you made. Now review, click on the review changes. So now he can comment, he can approve, or he can request changes. So Gautam, I would love if you could approve the changes. Submit review. So now I will be notified that the changes are approved, and Gautam, you can merge the pull request now. So once the pull request is merged, the changes that I have made to Gautam's repository, please click on the confirm merge. Now open the website, the hosted website. Refresh this 2 to 3 times. Actually, it takes some seconds. It will take some seconds, to it has to reflect in the site. I don't know why this is not updating.
I think Lavnish, it will take around 2 to 3 minutes for.
Yes. So this is how pull request works. So now we will play a game. Gautam, thank you so much. You can turn off your screen sharing now. So now we will play the pull request game, and the first 3 people who will, make the pull request first will get special crowdsource swags, and other people will get normal crowdsource swags who will attend the session. Sounds good to you? Bhaiya, create pull request button is. So the create pull request button is disabled because you haven't create any changes to that project yet. It may be the reason behind that. So let's open a link, posr.netlify.app. I'm sending this the chat section as well. So the steps are mentioned here. Let me brief you as well. So firstly, you have to go, this is the repository. It would be great if you could start this repository as well. And you have to clone the repository. You have to move to first commit. You can create a branch or you can skip this step. And you have to move to the SRC folders. In the SRC folders, move to the profile folders. And in the profiles, create a .md file. .md stands for markdown. And follow this template. You can just copy this template. So let me do first steps for you, or you can do it yourself. And then create this file and add the file, commit the file, and push the file and create a pull request. and the first 3 people who will create the pull request will get crowdsource swags. So I am sending the repo link as well. You can check the steps. You can skip the branching steps. We will discuss branches later on. I am sending the repo link. The repo link has been also sent. So let me just open my mailbox. Oh, great! First pull request has been created. Oh no, it has not been created. It was another mail. Okay, so first pull request has been created by Sarthak. Great, Sarthak, great work. Make one thing sure that you have to write your username here and your full name here. Sarthak, create one pull request more as well by updating your username and your full name here. You have to write your GitHub username here and you have to write your full name here. You know, if you write your username and your things, this is your contribution, Sarthak, your full name, and there are some blank contributions as well. Most of the time I just merge changes for this pull request game. The first winner is Sarthak Saxena.
Okay. So
Yes,
we have
Bhaiya,
now.
I have created a new pull request with my username and for my full name.
Got that. So you have edited your username na, or you have created a new MD file.
I have created a new file.
So it will arise to a merge conflict, you know.
Okay.
There will be two sarthak.md and there will be a merge conflict for that.
No, I have created with a new name, Sarthak New.
Okay. That's clever.
So we have first winner with us. That is Sarthak. Congratulations, Sarthak.
Thank you so much.
Wait for your crowdsource facts post lockdown. Let's just wait for the site to, you know, I have to, I think, redeploy the site from Netlify. So let me move forward with the crowdsource session, right? So is my screen visible?
Yeah, Lavnish, you are good too.
Okay, great. Hey Devang, actually I need to share the names and the session screenshot per slides with the crowdsource team. So please make sure that you print the screen at every slide.
Sure.
That would be great for me.
Sure,
Great.
I will do it.
So basically, everyone, I think I have mentioned that I am a crowdsource influencer as well as a DSC lead. So I am representing the crowdsource Delhi community as of now. So let's get started with the crowdsource. So what crowdsource is and how crowdsource works. So what's Google mission? So what's the Google's mission? So Google is working on a mission to organize the world's information and make it, you know, universally accessible and useful. So let's move forward. So this is a video that will help you to understand that how, you know, users globally utilize the various Google apps to, you know, run the errands and do chores, and how do they communicate using Google. So yes, and Devang, at the end of this session, please take the screenshot I will try to take a scroll shot from your phone of all the attendees so that we can provide them basic crowdsource swags once this college is open, है ना?
Yeah, sure.
I am getting. Is the audio audible?
100 billion words
Yeah.
translated every day.
Thank you very much for your help.
Words about food, Words about friendship, about sport, about belief, about fear. Words that can hurt and sometimes divide. But every day, the most translated words in the world are "How are you?" Thank you. And I love you.
Okay, so in this they wanted to get that how Google is helping everyone to translate this, and this story personally hits me hard. This story is from India, and the first time I watched this story, it made me very emotional. So just check another story that how Google products are helping everyone.
मेरा नाम उर्मिला है, ईपी की रहने वाली हूँ।
मेरे
मेरे
3
3
बच्चे
बच्चे
हैं,
हैं,
स्कूल
स्कूल
में जाते
जाते
हैं
हैं
और
और
बच्चों को
बच्चों को
होमवर्क नहीं
होमवर्क
करा
नहीं करा
सकते
सकते
हैं।
हैं।
लेकिन
लेकिन
चलो
चलो
मेरे
मेरे
बच्चे
बच्चे
होशियार
होशियार
हो
हो
गए।
गए,
थोड़ा सा
थोड़ा
नेट
सा
पढ़
नेट
लेके
पढ़ लेके
जाते,
जाते,
कोई भी
कोई भी
पढ़ा लिखा
पढ़ा
को
लिखा को
काम
काम
भाव
भाव
वो नहीं
वो नहीं
कर
कर
सकते।
सकते।
बार बार
बार
कहनी
बार कहने
पड़ती है
पड़ती है उन
उन
लोगों
लोगों
के
के
कि
मतलब थोड़ा
थोड़ा सा
सा
बता
बता
दिए।
दिए। मुझे
मुझे
पहली
पहली
बार
बार जैसे
बच्चों
बच्चों
को
को
मतलब बार
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 कविता नहीं आ
नहीं
रही
आ
थी,
रही थी,
मतलब
मतलब
फोटो
फोटो
लाई।
लाई।
1 कप सोयाबीन बहियों में 4 कप पानी डालकर उबालें।
तो
तो
इसने
इसने
पढ़ के
पढ़ के
सुनाया
सुनाया
है
है,
और
और
जैसे मतलब रिपोर्ट कार्ड आओ बच्चों को,
अंग्रेजी, हिंदी, गणित, विज्ञान।
तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि मतलब वो चीज क्या चीज है, मतलब क्या चीज है। अब खुद के लिए बहुत कुछ काम कर लेंगे।
चालू खाता, बचत खाता।
अब
अब
मुझे
मुझे
जैसे
जैसे
रेलवे
रेलवे
की
की
टिकट
टिकट
कटाना
कटाना
है
है
तो मैं
तो मैं
कटा
कटा
सकती
सकती
हूँ,
हूँ,
किसी के
किसी
सहारा नहीं लेना
लेना
पड़ता है। एक तो इसमें बहुत बेहतर है।
So you have seen that how Google Lens helped Urmila to teach her kids, and how it helped in Urmila in her daily life. So basically, Google is looking forward to generate diverse AI models. So the thing is, AI is everywhere. So I am a huge fan of Andrew Ng sir, and his statement, AI is the new electricity, has created one. AI has been created wonders in the developer community nowadays. So the AI helps us in exciting new ways. So you may have used different Google products like Google Search or Google Translate or Google Photos, which are powered by AI. So AI makes it easier for us to do our daily task and breaking our own barriers, and like we can use Google Translate to translate text in any language, or we can get some minor thing done with Google Assistant, and all the thing that AI does is powered by data, and that is all that we are going to contribute to crowdsource. So Google launched its crowdsource app and website for a motive to create more diverse data, more local data, so that it can create more diverse AI models and it can help the its users more. So you can contribute to these diverse model without writing any code or anything. So the biggest thing is that AI will have the greatest impact when everyone can access it, and when AI can be used for everyone's benefit in mind. So let's say that when you search on Google Photos for a bride images, this is the picture. Like Google search and Google Photos AI algorithms works very different. So the thing is that when we let's say that we have pictures of some brides in you know uh, our Google Photos app backed up. So when we will search for bride, it's easy to recognize a bride from like eastern sorry, western area from that America side, and it's difficult to recognize a bride from any other part of world. So let's take a easy example. So there is one very good friend of mine, so she's from South India. So I had a talk with her, and she said that in Tamil Nadu, in every 100 kilometers, the bride looks very different. So how it will be possible to differentiate between the bride photos on the Photos app from different areas? So for this, we need the local data. Google needs local data to you know uh, feel that the thing is to generate more diverse and unbiased information on the internet. So let's take another example that Google Photos can easily identify the pictures of pancakes in your photo library, but it's difficult to identify the photo of paneer because there is a lack of representation from Asian countries. So a huge statistic that I am going to share that from Google crowdsource, we have generated 9 million number of images in an open source image data set, and you will be you know uh, surprised to see that only 3% of those images are from India and China. So India and China are, the countries with the largest populations in the world, and yet we have only less than 3% of representation in the open image dataset. So think about the representation from the countries like Vietnam, Japan, or Kenya. So it would be, very less, or you can say uh, that it would be minuscule. So, and the problem is that the crowdsource app is trying to address the local culture of the people. So to solve this, we'll need to get to have a million of images from all around the world to train the machine learning models at Google. So we want to train different machine learning models at Google so that we can, train our AI models effectively. So let's take another example from South India. So there are some different types of dosa, uttapam, dosa, idli, matlab idli is not a dosa, rava dosa, ye dosa, wo dosa. I don't know all of them. My South Indian friend does. So, it's difficult to identify all those types of dosa, but only someone with well familiar with the local cuisine can confidently, identify the name of each type. So there is a general lack of content on the web in languages other than English. So when you will search Allosaurus on Google, it will trigger a rich knowledge panel in English, but there will be small data in Hindi, and there will be just a line or few words in languages like Azerbaijani. So, let's take another example. So, this activity may look exciting to someone, and it may look funny to someone, and it may look scary to someone who have, height phobia as well. So, it totally depends on whom you ask. So, there is, no such a justification it may vary upon your views. So what do you think of this image? So please feel free to write in the chat section that what you think of this image. Is it scary, it is funny, or it's exciting? So why crowdsource? So we at Crowdsource need your help in making Google products, work more inclusively. So it learns and knows more about our country and specifically Indian culture. So basically, I'm a Punjabi and I contribute to Punjabi script dataset and I translate English text in Punjabi using Crowdsource app. So I am promoting my own culture using the Crowdsource app. So I have I am contributing to image data sites, like if there is some Punjabi, I think Gautam is Punjabi, Gautam is Aroda. So Gautam, you know that what pinny is. What pinny is? You know what is a pinny? I am in the chat section to see your response. So but many of the people from different states of India doesn't know that what a pinny is, or Google will not be able to identify a photo of a pinny in your uh, Google Photos app. So basically pinni is a type of laddu. It's made up of besan and desi ghee. So it's very different from that besan laddu. So you can ask Gautam for what pinni is. So basically we are promoting our own culture while contributing to the Crowdsource app. So when we contribute to the Crowdsource app, we help to uh, Google Maps, Google Translate, Google Lens, Google Photos, and Android work, better for our local community and our local people who have, not that much knowledge of, tech. So everyone has the access to internet, but how do we use the internet to help them get enough content is that which is useful for them. So the Crowdsource Android and web app allows all of the users to answer quick questions in a gamified UI and help generate training data for ML. So basically, you can ask your younger brothers sisters to contribute to Crowdsource as well. So they can play it as a game. So it's as a gamified UI and it helps Google to generate data for training their AI and ML models. So basically, how to contribute? So there are different tasks in Crowdsource app. So the first task that is identified here is image label verification. So in the image label verification app, you have to just click on yes or no based on the question that you can in the image label verification app. There are many categories. Like you have chosen the dog category. Okay, so you will be uh, uh, shown some pictures of dogs or something similar to dog, or some pictures containing cats. Matlab, when I started contributing, I started with image label verification, and you have to just click on yes or no that whether it's a dog or not. Second is handwriting recognition. So in this, you have to type what you have seen in the language chosen. So let's say that I have chosen Punjabi language, and instead of you, it's written Sidhu Moosewala in Punjabi. So in the dialog box, I have to write Sidhu Moosewala in Punjabi as well. Okay, and after that, translation. So in translation, you will be provided some some sort of text, and you have to translate it in your local language. So let's say that I have provided what are you doing. So I will translate into Punjabi as तुसी की कर रहे हो, and I will have to write in Punjabi as well. So looking forward to the next task, that is translation validation. So in this we check that whether this is right translation for the text or not. So let's say that I have uh, uh, translated that what are you doing to तुसी की कर रहे हो, and someone who is also a Punjabi will review that and check the best translation for the sentence provided. The last is the image capture validation. So this is the main task. So the thing that Penny I discussed about. So I captured the images of many pinnies and then labeled it as a pinny in Google Crowdsource app so that Google can identify something that pinny is some sort of food item from Punjab, India. And there are many levels, and some top contributors get a trip to Google office in San Francisco. So last year, one of my friend who was a level 16 contributor got a free trip to San Francisco from Google team. It was fully paid. So there are some perks as well. So after attending this session, contribute to level 5, and you can fill a form. Devang will share the form with you guys, so you will receive your swags as well. That form will be shared with me as well. I will share the form with Devang and he will share with you all. So you can also impact maps as well. So you can add the streets that are not listed on maps and something or some area that is not listed on maps as well. And you can impact Google Photos while contributing to Google Crowdsource. And we have a huge open source images data set, and we get around 480K images every day. So here is something about the crowdsource community. So we have an active Google Crowdsource community all across the world. So here are some snapshots from the communities across the world. Hey Devang, hope you are taking the snapshots of the screen.
Yeah, Lavrish, I am doing.
Great. So you can see that here is the Crowdsource Community India. It was some event in Punjab, Jalandhar. It is a photo from the Jalandhar community. So you can see these are some reviews provided by our users who had contributed to crowdsource. These are the reviews on the Play stores. So for others, I don't know, but this motivation is very personal for me. So you can read this. This was the tweet that we got. You people can also took the screenshot of this crowdsource session, and you can use hashtag Google crowdsource to put up tweets. And I am sharing, just a second, I am sharing the Twitter handle of crowdsource Delhi community, so you can join the Twitter handle for more updates. Just a second, I'm sharing that with you. Crowdsource. We have started the community like 2 months ago, and you can check the Twitter handle here. I have shared the Twitter handle in the chat section. So there are a whole, bunch of other reasons. Some use it as gratitude. Some use it as a way of helping others in the communities. Everyone has different, reasons for using crowdsource. So there are some top contributors from all across the world who got a chance to visit, the Google's office. You can see them. These are some more. You can see a face from India as well. So, in country like Bangladesh, their love for languages run, very deep. So for them, language is a national pride. So, also believe in the fact that our culture needs to be preserved. Like I am a Punjabi and I know how to read and write and speak Punjabi, but many of the people who have relocated to their from their native places, they don't know about their rich heritage and culture. So I think the culture needs to be preserved, and we should be aware about our culture, and we should keep aware our future generations about our culture as well, because culture plays a very vital role in one's life. So the local influencers are the backbone of our community, and I am also a one. So well, this just don't end here, and download the crowdsource app from the Google Play Store and just start contributing to it. I will share the form. You will receive different goodies after completing different levels. Level 1 goodies will be provided to level those who are at level 5. The more good goodies will be provided to the people at level 10, and the best goodies will be provided to people at level 20. So you can follow us on Facebook and use hashtag Google Crowdsource on social media to join the conversations about crowdsource. So I am sharing the Facebook page link in the chat as well. You can follow our Facebook page here, and anything else that I want to share. Okay, so you can talk your flourish your own communities with Google. So you can reach out the crowdsource Google crowdsource team at this mail ID. So refrain from sending weird mails to the team. So that was all.
Thank you so much, Lavnish, for giving such an overwhelming session today.
It was my pleasure to be here at GR Bajaj, taking a session for the students.